We're the authors of the book, Make Love.
Make money.
Say it again.
Make money.
Make love, make money, make it last. 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. I'm Dr. Willie Jolley, and this is my beautiful bride and sidekick,
Dee.
Dee Taylor-Jolley. And we are grateful. Well, I better keep this up. I got some stuff to show y'all tonight. We're going to talk about when words become weapons that create wars. Good God Almighty. When words become weapons that create wars. And it happens. It happens all the time. And let me tell you how it happens, because we've been doing a little research on this. This is a big deal because it's so profoundly impactful on people's lives when they have these words that become weapons, and the weapons create wars, and the wars are so difficult and uncomfortable and challenging and hurtful.
You know what? You are so funny.
What?
You're melodramatic.
I am. Okay. Is something else new about
I'm just saying. You're an extrovert.
Yeah.
And you're melodramatic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what else is new about that?
Just making a statement, sweetheart.
I see. That's just a statement about
who you are,
who I is in life. Okay. Well, let me give you a couple of these examples that I want to talk about from my perspective. Proverbs says in 29:11, a fool gives full vent to their rage, but the wise bring calm in the end. Proverbs 51 says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger.
I have one. Can I share mine?
Share yours.
Colossians 4:6. So let your conversation be gracious and attractive, so that you will have the right response for everyone.
Ooh, okay. Now, how do you like this one? Now, why this become, when words become weapons that create wars, is that so many people will say things that are hurtful, that are painful, and then they think, oh, it's no big deal, but it destroys. Look,
I think they say it's no big deal, knowing that it's a big deal because they wanted to hurt the person, or they would not, my opinion, they would not have said it to begin with. So it's intentional, but then you brush it off by saying, oh, it really is not a big deal.
Well, here's a quote I love. I lose my temper, but it's no big deal. It's over in a minute, said the student. But the teacher said, so is the hydrogen bomb.
Ooh.
But think of the damage it produces. Ooh, it's over in a minute, but it wipes out whole cities and communities.
So it wipes out or destroys the relationship.
Yep. Explosive anger can severely damage your relationships. It causes lasting scars in the people you love most, or you say you love most. And it can have long-term impact. And if you're patient in the moment of anger, you will escape 100 days of sorrow. Now, what is that? Those words. Now, sometimes words, and here's what I want you to take up on. Okay. You have words that are blaming, words that are shaming, words where you throw shade. You know what throwing shade is? Here's an example of throwing shade. Let me help you with that. No, I'll do it myself. That way I know I'll get it right. Ooh. How about this one? Should I wear the blue dress? No. That just makes you look even fatter. Ooh.
Who says stuff like that?
People say stuff like that because it's shade. That's what throwing shade is.
Because they want to hurt the other person.
Right. Hello, Cheryl Johnson Foley. Hello.
Why else would you do that?
Because they don't understand that words can have weapons.
But I disagree in the sense they know that they're doing it.
Well, but sometimes they do it for anger. Now, I called my son for research. And my son has a quote that people, when they drink, A drunk mind speaks a sober heart. He always says that. A drunk mind speaks a sober heart. People get drunk and say what they wanted to say but wouldn't say. And
or didn't have the courage to say.
Or didn't have the courage to say, or didn't have the fortitude or whatever. And then sometimes people will say something in anger that they wanted to say and were trying not to hurt somebody's feelings. And I confess, I did that. I did that one time. I got angry and said what was on my mind about somebody who was a family member, and I told them the truth, but I said it in anger. And folks, here's what I did. I read Proverbs. Which I do every single day. Have been doing it for years. And I read the proverb about anger, that you must not let your anger speak. You must, the wise hold their anger and speak only calming words. And I called that person and apologized. I said, what I said was true, but how I said it was absolutely wrong. And I apologized. And I should not let anything or anybody make me lose my grace. I apologize. I was wrong. And when you are willing to realize that your words can become weapons that create wars. Miss Christine Jones is here. Let's see, happy 22nd, happy to join you. We mentioned on Les Brown, and that's where I found Willie. Oh, nice. Les Brown talked about it. Thank you. Thank you. Les talks about us often. We're so grateful. He has been so supportive of us and our marriage book. By the way, we are the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage, which you can get at jollymarriage.com. And you get 2 copies if you're in a relationship, and 2 copies if you're not in a relationship, because we want that person, when they finally show up, to treat you like a queen or a king and to treat you royally. In fact, many people heard my spot this morning on my Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell, or if you're on my newsletter where we send out the 1 minute daily.
All right, so if you're going to say it, then you have to say Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell.
Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell show, 7:20 Central Time, 8:20 Eastern Time across America on Radio 1 stations. And then for those who are not there, there's the 1 minute 1 minute messages we send out by video every day.
If you're on the email list.
If you're on my email list, which you can get at wjwow.com, wjwow.com. Let's see. Miss Christine Jones, will I get married? That's a good question. The question is, Miss Christine Jones, that we have encouraged people, if you're going to find a spouse, because the book we have a chapter for people not yet married, go through the points and the principles so you can separate the prospects from the suspects. Come on now. Come on now.
I think, as many people have said to me, that our book should be pushed to people who are not yet
She's been
married.
saying that. And Terrence said that. Terrence
and
so many others.
So many others that I've just been in contact with, who just said, because the concepts there are universal and the specifics that we talk about, you think, oh, all right, how would I respond in that kind of situation? I think last week, did we talk about blended families?
Yeah, we talked about blended families.
The challenges of blended families and all the stuff you see on TV, that not real. There are some fundamental challenges that exist simply because you're coming from different families and you're blending the personality of one family with the personality of another family, and it's not the Brady Bunch.
It doesn't blend like the Brady Bunch,
right?
Where everything was hunky dory. Right. They were just one big family.
And in the blended families, words hurt, and sometimes you want them to hurt because the person has hurt you. I have been there.
Yeah.
Right.
Hurt people, hurt people.
So let's get back to there's universality talking about the fact that words can hurt. And my original position was, oftentimes people say hurting things because they want to hurt you, perhaps because they've been hurt.
Right.
Or they have insecurity. So how do we help them? So what do we tell people? Well, in this particular situation,
we talk about, in the book, we talk about the fact that we had to get rules of engagement. Rules of engagement that we decided, and it's a lot that we talk about with leaving the drama with your mama. Watch your words. Watch your.
But we had to decide. That's fundamentals
Okay.
that they can go away with. Okay,
Right.
I'm big now on what's a bite-sized something that they can go away with.
Okay.
First, you have to decide that you want to get along. Some people enjoy fighting. I don't want to fight with you.
No.
I want to be close and I want to snuggle with you.
Yes.
I like you.
I like you too.
I love you.
I love you.
I want to be close to you.
I want to be close to
and
you.
I want you to do everything I want done. And how does that happen? I got to be real close to you.
Gotta be.
I got to be sweet to you.
And
now,
you influence
sometimes
me.
it doesn't work. Let me just say. Sometimes all of my womanly wiles that I met, I use everything I got to influence him. Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work. But it's still the joy in trying. Right? So I don't want to.
I like the joy of trying.
I don't want to insult or hurt the person that I love.
Yeah.
I want to build him up and encourage him. Let him be Hercules. You can do everything, right? Now, I can carry my own water. I can lift my own stuff. But you know what? I don't really want to do all of that. He's very helpful. Right?
Yes.
So part of it is you have to decide what you want. And I want a peaceful, loving relationship. I like being with you.
Yes.
And so we decided with that. We decided.
Mark down said, get a room.
Hi, Mark down. How's your sweetie pie?
So, yes, Mark, we need a room because I got the hots for her. Anyway.
So, back to the war of words. It's a choice.
Yeah.
So we decided after the Chinese incident that we won't go through that.
Well, yeah, if you want to bring it up,
hollering and screaming over loud in a restaurant over Chinese food that we were having for my brother and his wife who were coming to visit. You're cheap, and I thought I would be totally embarrassed if we didn't have enough food. That's just a summary on it. But we decided then how we spoke to each other was very important. That was after the meal. You bought everything I wanted, but after the meal, when you said we need to talk about this because we have a problem.
Right.
But we talked about it. We didn't do some of the other things that they talk about. We didn't stonewall. You know, we
didn't get shut down. We didn't get the silent treatment.
Right.
No.
So all those things we talk about in the book of how people don't communicate, right? So we were ugly with our words when he said, he hollered at me, I can't take it. He talks loud anyway. He cannot raise his voice to me. He just can't. That's totally unacceptable.
Right.
And I can never threaten to leave him. Right.
We came up with rules of engagement.
The rules of engagement. That's because we wanted to work it out together.
Yes.
And my position is with even in terms of the specifics of the questions that you get when people call you and like my wife speaks to me in a condescending manner. If your wife is speaking to you in a condescending manner, what is the real issue here? It comes down to a respect issue.
Right.
So if your wife is speaking to you in a condescending manner and you get angry and you go off on a tangent, that's not really the real issue. It's a matter of respect, which means you've gotta peel that onion back to figure out really what's going on. Right?
Right.
And is it disrespect because you don't make her feel secure? Or there's something that she needs for security that you're not doing?
Right.
I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's always more complicated than what the surface says.
Right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're fighting, there's something fundamentally wrong in the relationship where you don't want to be sweet to your mate.
And when you use words as weapons, let's go back to words as weapons that start wars. When people use words that are weaponized, that they're either throwing shade, they're blaming, they're shaming, so
they're hitting you at your lowest point.
They're hitting you.
You know that person knows what makes you upset.
Yep.
So why would you go there unless you want to hurt them?
That's correct.
And if you want to hurt them, you have to ask yourself why. What are they doing to you?
Right. What are you hurt? You know, someone said it again. Hurt people, hurt other people, and they're usually the ones they love. And so, what we want to say to people is this: we learned that we've got to be careful of our words, and that we must understand that when you use words as weapons, they create wars, and those wars can be short, but they can be devastating.
Now, that does not mean if the person is messing up that you tell them that.
Well,
everything is wonderful.
No, you don't always tell you. Again, I told this family member the truth.
But
just
you didn't say it in the right way.
That's
so
right.
how do you manage to
not just what you say, is how you say it.
So we, that's a catchphrase, but many people don't have a clue as to how to do that.
Right.
So how do they get a clue? What do we leave them with? Okay, I need to tell so and so.
SBI. That's what we leave them with.
Okay.
SBI. Our pastor teaches this, and we say it differently. I'm gonna tell you what we do to say it. But SBI is situation, behavior, impact. Situation. What's the situation that occurred? What was the behavior that was demonstrated? And what was the impact? Did it hurt your feelings? Did it hurt your feelings?
And we always say nobody can take away the fact that you hurt their feelings.
No one
can't argue with that.
You can't argue with my feelings are hurt. No, your feelings are hurt. Yes, they are. You can't tell me my feelings are hurt. And so, so you got situation, behavior, impact. And so we can't tell why they did it. We don't know their motivation, but we can tell the impact.
You can always ask that question, why? That's later on in the conversation.
Yeah, but most times they don't know why. Okay, most times. It's an emotional response. Versus the 4 F's that we put in the book. Being friendly. I start every conversation that's conflicting or difficult.
How do you know somebody's friendly?
Well, you have to make the decision to be friendly. It's not about them. It's about you. You start friendly. You don't start angry or hostile.
So if you're already pissed off from what they did,
you got to pull it back.
Then you can't have a conversation
you
with
cannot
them
have
at that moment.
No, because you got to be friendly. Be friendly. Be frank about how it hurts.
I think your face needs to be friendly.
Yeah, your whole body. Yeah, you're right. Because you're nonverbal.
Sometimes that can be very hard.
Right.
So the nonverbal communication is extremely important.
That's right. Be friendly, be frank, be fair. Now, being fair means I'm listening as well as I'm speaking. Because in the conversation,
you have to listen more than you speak in order to understand and to ask questions, probing questions, to make sure you understand what they're getting at, what they're trying to express.
Be friendly, be frank, be fair, and then focused. Focus, 4th F. Be friendly, be frank, be fair, be focused on a win-win. How do we help each other win?
Why do you want the other person to win?
Because the greatest negotiation when everybody leaves the table feeling like this.
So one person.
If somebody feel like they're winning and somebody losing, there's always a win-lose.
It's terrible for the relationship.
That's right. But a win-win, we both got something out of this. We come away. Let me give a couple comments here. Mark Down says some people don't even realize what they are saying. Sometimes not what you say, but what they hear. Watch your packaging and your delivery. That's good, Mark.
Yes.
Terrence.
Say it again. It's your packaging and your delivery.
Watch your packaging. Oh, that's good. I like that, Mark. He been married. We were around with his marriage and his wedding, and we've been there for friends for a long time. Terrence, we have the silent generation, the baby boomers, Generation X, the millennials. We have expanded to the knowledge of the book will be helpful to the current generation. Because Terrence is the biggest promoter of the book I can talk about, and he tells everybody that you need to get it, even if you're single. We can't teach from the silent generation. No, that's good too. And that is what they hear.
The silent generation is really like my dad from the 20s to the 80s, 1920s when my parents were born. There's so much information, but they never talked about anything.
Never talked about it. And
they had a wonderful marriage from observation, but they never talked to us about how they worked out their issues. They were always together, my mom and dad. My father was a preacher, mom first lady. She did hair. We had a grocery store. We had a laundromat, and just all that kind of stuff. They always worked together. But they never talked to us about how they did it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Nor did they talk about the things that were uncomfortable, like his wartime service.
Oh, I think anybody who's in World War II, the
African
children
American.
of it, yeah, they did. I would think you would find very few of children like in my generation whose parents talked about it. My father never did.
Never talked
very, because it was so very painful.
Yeah.
He was a cook in the Navy, and it was very, very painful in terms of how he was treated. So they never really shared anything.
So there are a lot of things that were silent generation, Terrence said.
Right.
So when you use these words as weapons, they create wars. And I love that quote. That quote was so that only a minute is no big deal, but so does only take a minute for the hydrogen bomb to drop, but it has devastating impact. We've had more and more people we've talked to who contact us because they're buying the book and they're getting inspired, and they're saying, here's the problem we've had. Or they'll call us before they get the book. That's really what happens typically. They contact us before they get the book, and we say, well, we recommend you get the book. But they'll say things like,
you still gotta have a conversation.
My husband or my wife, they speak ugly to me. They speak
like
ugly.
Said, they don't know that they're speaking ugly. But you know what?
You just said, though, they want to do that.
Sometimes they want to do that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because that might be how they resolve the issues in their family.
That's how they came to
that's what they came to the marriage with.
That was their family's way of.
Yes.
Some families, we fight until we get it right.
Right.
Okay.
And then how do you fight?
Mean.
Some people fight and they mean, they ugly, and then they make from somebody who comes from a different culture. That could be just devastating to them. I'm just saying culture in terms of
like the couple my son had a couple who was friends of his. Mm-hmm. She was from a completely different culture.
She was from an Asian culture.
She was from an Asian culture.
Right.
He was from a Caribbean culture,
right,
or African culture.
Right.
And she talked about.
We actually had Zoom with them.
They had to have a Zoom because my son set it up.
We were Zooming with them.
And my son set it up, and we talked to them about the cultural differences and how you have to be sensitive and take time. He sent me a note that our marriage is doing so much better. We are enjoying.
And they had been together. They had already lived together.
Been together a long time.
Like about 10 years.
But they were on their way.
Married for 3 or 4.
But they were on their way to divorce.
But there were so many things that they did not talk about that were culturally related that were offensive to her,
right?
Because of it's a different culture, and so they didn't teach each other,
talk about it, and they didn't communicate. And we told them, look, read the book, and let's talk about these specific chapters. Right. Leave the drama with your mama. There's chapter about communication.
Because
by the way,
they had the issue of her culture, her parents having a strong influence in what was going on in their marriage. That was not good.
So we want to make sure you know that giveaway chapter, go to A Jolley Marriage or Jolley Marriage, get the free chapter to everybody you know.
It's communication.
Give it to everybody you know. Put it out to everybody you know. Look, go and get the free chapter, the biggest chapter, communication, because marriages break up for one of 3 things: sex, money, communication. Let's see. Terrence said people may buy the book when they are in the fire. I think they should get the book before the fire. You're right about that.
The book before the fire.
Get the book before the fire. The book could be the water and the seed. Terrence, you are so profound in how you say it. Karen Denise Smith, she has joined us. We got so many people joining us, so thank you. Let's see. Yvonne Williams, always good to have you. Cheryl Johnson Foley, I think she's from Houston. I know she's from Texas. Thank you for joining us. And of course, Sherry Elliott, we love having you in every week, and all of you who join in, and we're thankful. Now, let's talk about this war, because the war is it's so devastating. We hear so many people who say, I can't stand the person I married. Lord, how can a good marriage, you all hot and married and want to be married, and then it goes south because your words created wars and you can't take them out. It's like toothpaste, as my friend Tony Winger says.
Talking.
Words are like toothpaste. Once they get out of that tube, you can't put it back.
So, self-discipline.
Goes back to Proverbs. You must think about your words.
So how do you do that? You have made me angry, and I want to say something to hurt you. I love you, but I want to say something to hurt you. I want to strangle you. What does one do, sweetheart?
Well, first of all, I make you laugh. So when I know she wants to strangle me, I make her laugh, and she let go, and she just wilts.
He has humor. He's funny.
Yes.
He makes me laugh at myself. So when you really get angry, you need to take no action. That's what I would say.
I don't take action.
Because see, you're more ethereal than I am.
But I don't take action.
Give me a nut and a bolt and something specific. So don't say anything, or I walk away.
If you know you have an anger issue.
If you have aught with them.
Yeah, you must get some wisdom. That's why I'm telling everybody to read Proverbs. One proverb a day, every day. There's 31 proverbs. There's 31 days, and the longest month has 31 days. Read a proverb a day. It give you wisdom, and the wisdom you need is this: that
the Message version.
Oh, well, yeah, we recommend the Message version. But the wisdom,
it's easy everyday English.
The wisdom that Proverbs will give you. Oh, there you go. We're back. The wisdom that it will give you is this: that I'm going to think before I talk.
Yes.
I'm going to think before I talk.
And I'm going to think before I act. So it's kind of like a delayed reaction.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So he said that, and I had to train myself to do that.
But I'm the one who would get angry first, but you would respond, okay? So when we had the Chinese food, I got angry because she kept saying
I wanted to spend more money.
And I said no, and I'm very definitive about it.
He's more vocal than I am. He's the talker.
And I got louder and louder, and then when she said, "I will leave you," dial it back. Everybody remember that. Dial it back.
And I didn't have any place to go. So.
Where were you going to go with
I don't know.
All right. So, but we had to dial it back. See, people get in these moments where they kind of paint themselves into a corner.
Now you're saying you really have to stop. If you just, how do you
pattern interrupt?
A pattern interrupt says I have to consciously do this.
Consciously.
When somebody has pissed me off, I have to consciously just stop or bite my tongue.
Well, you have to count to 10. Some pattern interrupt. Count to 10, take a walk, breathe.
And nobody else needs to know what it is. You get to decide.
That's right.
From a variety of things, and then you practice it.
You got to practice.
Right?
Yep. Speaking of practicing, we got on my show this week on XM a guy who teaches you how to negotiate.
Oh, that's good.
It's phenomenal. Listen
right.
tomorrow night at 6 or Thursday night at 6. Let me go through a couple of these comments.
So this is Willie Jolly Wealthy Ways.
It's not on there yet. It's not on there yet. This interview won't be. It's on Sirius XM, channel 141. At 6 o'clock tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Thursday night. Listen. Let's see. Yvonne Williams says, always enjoyed listening. You both are speaking truth. Help many, many marriages. Christine Jones said, our culture needs to practice kindness, especially to the children. Let's continue to make the change, to see change. And thank you for the conversation. Sherry says, Elliot, amen. You know, let's see what Terrence said. Who do I talk to get a contract with the library to put the thinking in the hearts of people in libraries? That's great. Our books need to be in the library. We haven't done all.
I don't even know.
That's a good question.
That's just a project.
That's a project. So make a note, intern.
Oh, you're right. We can use an intern for that.
We got interns, and we have Howard University interns, and we try and help them learn how the business go. We've had some great ones. We got a great one now. She's a wonderful young lady. We are really excited. Keep our Cheryl in prayer because her dad died.
So the
funeral
is tomorrow.
Yeah, we want to just lift up her family during this challenging time. So look, folks, our time is just about up.
I didn't do my admin stuff.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna give tight deal. We're gonna have a little extra tonight.
No, just quick. Valentine's starts tomorrow for me. Valentine's Day is the 14th.
Absolutely.
But Valentine's starts tomorrow. Every day, do a little something. And I have some emails that I want to send out.
What you gonna do for me?
I'm gonna make you do some videos.
What you gonna do?
I'm gonna undress you later. So sometimes you just have to think of some little outrageous things that don't cost any money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Some time and attention. Right?
Yeah.
So start Valentine's Day the first day of Valentine's Day. Something I do not like.
Terrence, you know. Terrence, you know.
Find something kind.
Just say to somebody you love.
To do or say,
That's
okay?
Right.
Don't forget, file your taxes early. IRS is jacked up. Everybody says it. All the reports because they are so backlogged.
Yeah,
and file online. Okay? Listen to the podcast, Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways. How about that?
Yes. There's some great podcasts on there. Really great.
You can go to just the podcast. I use the icon on my phone and I listen to past episodes as well as those of others that I like. Okay? Housekeeping. Share us with at least 3 people you care about and you want their relationships to improve, right? Share
my our show.
Our show.
Don't share them calling me. Share the show with 3 people you love. Tell them that you will enjoy it and send it to them.
And follow us on the social media. So
Jolley Marriage on Facebook, Jolley Marriage on Instagram. Dr. Angela Pitts, thank you for joining us. Great idea. 14 days of love. 364 days I'm loving and kind of Valentine as I sleep. That's right. We are.
So I call it romance hacks. I'm working on it.
She's working on. We got lots of stuff we're trying to do. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got a lot of stuff. So
thank you guys.
Thank y'all
for hanging with us.
Get everybody go get the book if you don't have it, because we want to
give it to somebody. Oh, give it to somebody as a gift for Valentine's Day. Hello.
Valentine's Day gift. The great gift. Write that one down. Valentine's Day gift. Make love, make money, make it last to somebody you love or someone who needs it. You know there are people in your family who are at each other. To help them
to prepare to find the right person, because you know what? They're working on themselves.
Well, we had a lady call the other day and say, I wanted a copy of the book because I really have been hearing about how it helped me prepare myself. Because I told him, we talked about the fact that you wrote in there, you weren't looking to get married again. Okay?
Never.
Ever. She wasn't planning to get married again. And we just found each other. And so we just are grateful that we're 37 years later. We're really 40.
You can go say you were a pup.
I was a child. I
did not rob the cradle.
No, she didn't ride the cradle, but I was a pup. Just a young boy.
Let's say goodbye. I don't want you to go down that path. Lord have mercy.
Look, folks, we are grateful for all of you. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. And for your patience, everybody.
And this is Dee.
And we are the authors of the book, Make Love,
Make Money,
Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. Our goal when writing this book was to save 1 million marriages, enhance 1 million marriages, and help people to have greater.
I've been working on that, save 1 million marriages. For people who are unhappy, if you save the marriage, what's more important? To improve the marriage before you want to
enhance
save it?
I want to save it. That's first, because they're on their way to divorce court. I want to save it by improving it. In order to save it, we improve it. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then enhance those who are doing okay. Okay.
So improve, enhance. I'm nitpicking. Improve. I've been thinking about this.
Have you been thinking about it?
I have. I've been thinking about it. We want to improve it.
Yes, sweetie.
We want to enhance it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we want them to leave a lasting legacy. How about that?
That's good. God bless y'all. We hope y'all enjoy this. We do it because we want to bless people. And we don't get no money from it. So if y'all want me to come speak for your company, that's where I charge money. But we're doing it. But we will be doing some marriage events where you can.
We will?
Yeah, we will, because people have been asking. They have been asking.
Who's planning it?
Me and Cheryl.
Say good night.
Good night. Good night.
Jolley out.
Jolley out. Dr. Willie Jolley, Dee Jolley. Let's go out on some music. Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.